Hi. I thought I would talk about Jan Morris's experiences with religion and spirituality. Sorry, I forgot the word. It was a topic that I kind of mentioned in class today during my discussion lead thing, but I wasn't really able to address it as deeply as I would have liked. And I'd like to apologize ahead of time. If I look over here, it's because my outline is over there. So, Morris, kind of begins the whole thing talking about, religion and stuff because in the second chapter, like right away, she begins to talk about her experience in Oxford and more specifically at the Christ Church Choir School. She says, quote, "No education could leave a more lasting effect than this experience did on me, and I doubt if any other kind of school could have satisfied so curiously my inner cravings. A virginal ideal was fostered in me by my years at Christ Church, a sense of sacrament and fragility, and this I came slowly to identify with femaleness." So, I love this idea of, while not believing herself to be, truly Christian, that she was able to find herself within the context of the church. And along with that idea of not thinking that she's truly Christian, I think it's important to note that she still prays. She finds herself praying, "And please God, let me be a girl, amen." And it's like, even if she doesn't necessarily believe, she still tried it because she hoped that some being somewhere might finally hear her. And, as someone who questions religion as well, I find myself in that kind of situation often. So another really intriguing thing that Morris does is talk about instances in which she was able to find kinship within, history and mythology and literature. She uses a lot of examples, quite the list, but she goes from the more broadly known, so like Christianity, Islam, Hindu, the Greek pantheon, to ones that we might not have ever heard of, like Alexandria and I don't know if I'm saying this right, Serengeti of Madagascar, the Chukchi, Eskimo, and Mojave Indians. These were examples that, like, I had never really known about, so I'll definitely be looking into. But anyway, sorry about that sidebar. I believe that this bit also relates to another idea that I talked about, another theme, which was the sense of otherness. So this is coming from my experience, this next thing. I just wanted to put that out there. So, like, often when we aren't able to relate to others, we find ourselves seeking ourselves out, and others like us out in whatever way we can. In literature, in history, in art. It's kind of a way to lessen the ache of otherness, not to sound too poetic or anything. But anyway, she says she read of these antique and remote exotica, as you may imagine, with envy and approval. And yet, I couldn't help but notice that throughout these examples, there's never really one that seems to fit her experience. A lot of them weren't driven by identity. Sorry, I can't speak tonight. But tradition or mandate. And I think that it's important to note that the one kind of person that she does relate with, which is, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Einar Wegner, who, later on, ends up going by Lily Elbe. She's the one who went through a bunch of surgeries or operations to, substitute female organs. And I just think it's important to note that that the one person that she was able to relate to was, kind of the most tragic.